Well, I had an interesting day yesterday, and I'll tell you all about it. Quite a bit to tell you today. If you can see that one, there's a name somewhere. It must stand behind the viewfinder. There you are. It's a little suitcase generator E300, and I've had a look, and they're in the 60s. Anyway, I've got a load of other stuff as well. You know, the chap who gave me the other stuff, I'll show you what he's done this time. He's lost his storage, you see. So anyway, last night, it was a nice night, just something to come out. I thought I'll come and just investigate a bit and just see. And yeah, it's a project you could get going, but, and there's a but, right? I have seen another video of a lad that got one, and he was a bit hard with it. One thing is, as you can see, it's pretty rough. And anyway, the first thing you do is check for a spark. Well, I'll tell you what's interesting. Can you see this tiny plug on it? Look, it's tiny thing. Anyway, I had a look and there's no spark. Now, I do know from mine, you know I've got one of these, you've seen it. Well, there's a knob here that says engine on and off. And if you look inside, and I doubt you'll be able to see. No, anyway, it's a fuel tap, but it's also a shut-off switch. You know. So that was stuck, so I just poked that. The other thing is, there's no recoil spring on it. The spring's at it, right? And to get that off, I got this off like a flywheel, that come off, but then there's the recoil bit for the spring is there's a circlip on that, so I can't find my pliers. That's one thing. And looking round it, I don't know if you can see in there very well, but if you look just through that hole there's a condenser. So it's 60, so it's points and condenser, isn't it? I assume somewhere in there's probably some points, which means taking this off, right? So it's a Honda, it'll no doubt go, and you know, but it'll need quite a lot of work, and it'll be a good project, of course. But you know, like I said, it don't matter what I do with it, it don't matter weigh it in. But rather than just do that, I've got enough on my plate at the minute, haven't I? With my tractor and one thing and another. And I'll show you. Oh, I got me nozzles. I'll just get them. I've got these nozzles, look, and they're in nice old boxes, which is quite nice. And it's got the number on of my original ones. So if you see on there, I'm sure you can see on there, they're the old ones. So that's, I mean, I've only just noticed that they're the right ones, because the same number has been altered, hasn't it? I think you know that. So that's that. And I've got it out, just put them in there. We've got, I didn't know, my mate's found one of my mates has got a, you know, injector tester, so we're going to get them set up there. So that's the main project, isn't it? So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to put the covers back on it and put the screws back in, probably loosely even, I don't know. Put the plug back in, and that's either, rather than just weigh it in, if anybody wants it to have a play with, they can, or it's a tale for another day, right? That is without a doubt. Now also, just to show you, look, he gave me this box. I'm sure you can see this in the sunshine. Got all these spanners and other bits and pieces. There's lots of bits of interest in there, isn't there? Lots of it. So what I'm going to do is just sort them out, and any decent AF ones I'm going to keep, but also I've decided just today, like that one, I need them for my tractor, you see. So I'm going to sort out any good AF ones and put in my AF box, and there's plenty of others, as you can see. And what I've decided to do, I'm going to make myself a clock. Well, you've seen me clock many times, haven't you? The first one I made, and I have to say I like that one. You know, so depending on what spanners I'm left with, I'm either going to do a similar one, but I'm going to put it on a stand for my mantelpiece, because I like it, because no one's got, it seems no one will pay you much for them, you know. And that one, when I did it, I'll just remind you, it was a lot of work, because I made sure to get the middle of the spanner on the hour, and it had to be cut off and lined up perfect. I had to do a bit of work, so I can do, you know, do it outside. That'll be a project, interesting one to show you, innit? Well, back outside in the sunshine again, and if you remember, I stripped a few what I sent before, these clutches and that, and I think that one's about the right size. And I'm not quite sure whether, as I say, until I go through all the spanners, there's lots of big ones. So I'm thinking, you know, I made Ken one, didn't I, a rat clock, and I made Jonathan one as well, similar. Well, it's a lovely day, isn't it? So I'll tell you, they liked this yesterday. Took it to my mates. We'll have a demo, eh? You can hear it's like changed now as I wanted on there. But the most impressive thing was doing this, starting it with the plug lead off. So what we did was took it to my mate Steve, who's at the boat, and Lee was there, his other mates. I showed them, and then I went to Tony's, and his lad was there. You've seen Adam and them who we raced with, and he said, "He broke the engine." I said, "Well, yeah." He didn't know, like. So I showed them, and then someone else turned up and gave another demo. Anyway, of course they don't say, "Oh, you've done a marvellous job." You know, they don't make me too big-headed or any more big-headed than I am, do you? Hey, so but they all liked it anyway. So that's successful. Right, so I'm just going to turn the camera round because I just want to talk into it a moment, if I can, as usual. Sort of like that, I think. Oh, I'm in the shade and shadow. Never mind. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now, I'll just sort these box tools out, give me something to do in the sunshine, and then I'll show you what we'll do with the clock. But first I've got to put that generator, put the screws back in that. See you in a little while. Well, I sorted my box of open-ended spanners out into there, and I've got these, and I've just been designing this clock. And people, you know, when they said, "Oh, it's just a few spanners welded on, you know, it only cost a £5." Well, I've been an hour and a half designing this and haven't even started cleaning them up yet. You know, it's a joke, isn't it? Anyway, not a rat clock as such, but I've sort of decided what I'm doing. It may or may not be put a base on it, and I was still thinking of that. I might, you know, you could use a couple of cross spanners probably, or you know, cut and welded together for a base, but you still got to get a pedestal to it. And I've got these hands, so I've sorted some spanners out. Just clean these up. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to. I may or may not paint them. I'm just going to give them a good clean up, leave them rough, or run the flat disc around the outside. We'll see how it cleans up first. And these two are the same size, so I think this will look alright. So before I do it you can tell me, but by the time you tell me it'll be too late. I've done it, I suppose. Well, a few days maybe, I don't know. Depends on the sunshine, and I've got a job coming up for a couple of days, haven't I, with my tractor. So anyway, that will go like that, but underneath, obviously. See if I can show you. Just see if I can show you. So that will go like that, obviously cut off above the hole. So it'll be actually the other way around. It needs to go. So that will be straight on there, like that. Cut off at those holes, you see. About there. And just to give you an idea, if I lay that there and put that about where it goes, just to give you an idea, the hands are about right size. Oh, I'm trying not to mucky these up because they're in white, and it'll give me a chance to get a clock anyway. So that'll go there like that, and I'm only putting 4 on. As you can see, I found plenty of small ones, but I'm trying to keep this a little bit simple. And like I said, we'll decide at the end. And I was going to use different ones anyway. These two are the same size, so that one will be the top, 12 o'clock, that one's 6, and these 9 and 3. So I think that'll look alright. Just for, as I said, I haven't got one for myself like that. And I found the hands, and I found this. I've got some more little bits, but I've got one of those, quite a substantial little base. So if I decide to put it on, it'll have to go sort of there. And when the trouble is, when even though they're welded on, it's a bit difficult to make them substantial enough. They can be broke off quite easily. So I may or may not decide to use one of these, or I might just put some middle bits of spanners down to some bits of spanners, you know. I'll decide that when I've finished it, but first of all, we'll get the clock made up. Anyway, it's not today, it's you know, I came out at 1 o'clock, and a lot of it's been standing about thinking, I know, but it's now nearly 4 o'clock, so that's past the afternoon nicely in the sunshine, isn't it? Right, so I'll gather all these spanners up and chuck them in a heap, and that'll do. Oh, I did find 1 or 2 bits that will be useful. Look, 2 nice plug spanners, both sizes, right? Decent little screwdriver and a little hammer. So they're always handy, aren't they, to have, even though the shaft's a bit warm, but they're alright, you know. So I did get those out of it. So there we are. So anyway, I'll make this clock substantial, so if anybody wants it, you know, we might be able to put it in a box and send it. We'll have to see, without it getting smashed in the post as the other one did. They paid me 100 and all for that, and it paid me well. Right, it did. Anyway, the other thing is, here's Jenny put together. Oh, what an effort. a bit twisted and little screws that anyway I got it done, so we'll tuck under a cover. So if you want that for a project, just let me know or come and fetch it, you know, you can have it. And if not, it'll just stop here until probably the winter when I'm bored, and we'll have a look at it. We're past the afternoon, so there's your entertainment for today. As I say, you've plenty to think about, you know. Let me know about my clock beforehand. Be a few days before I'm doing it, I think. And oh, I mean, I'm shaking now. There we are. I've steadied you now, sorry about that. And you can see me squinting. It's a brilliant sunshiny day. So there you go. And if you want a generator, a vintage 1960s generator that most likely will go with quite a bit of work, you know, by all means, let me know and come and fetch it or send a man round, whatever you want to do. Right, we'll see what happens soon.